This is the video for class 11 and the topic which we are starting today is a rounding a level curved road. This topic is included in the dynamics of a circular motion. Okay, so already we have studied about the types of acceleration and the types of forces in the classes. Okay, I am taking this into the consideration that you are aware about the centrifugal force and the centripetal force. So let me once again recall you what is centripetal. The centripetal force is a necessary force which is required when a body is doing a curvical motion. So centripetal force is always acts along or towards the center of a curve, so that a body will keep its rotation, okay, or it will keep its motion along a curvical center or curvical motion. Okay, and what is centrifugal force? Centrifugal force, we can say that it is a phenomena or the hypothetical force, means it is not or we can say one another name is given to it. It is called a pseudo force, that is acting along the radius, but actually it is acting away from the center. So both the forces are required for a body to move in a circular path. Okay, both are acting together. So now the topic which is coming in the next is rounding a level curved road. Okay, this is the topic number 1 for dynamics of circular motion. Means what? Ki sometimes we have seen ki if a road is curved, okay, means the curve is such that there is a one center acting around a curve which is taken into a part of the circle, and suppose a vehicle is there which is moving, okay, on that curvical road. So when a vehicle goes around on a curved road, it requires some centripetal force, so that the object will be capped on the curve. Okay, and one centrifugal force acts when, if suppose you are a driver who is sitting inside the car on the driving seat. So what will you feel ki if you will take a turn? Okay, so in that part what you will feel ki the car is taking a turn, but your body who is sitting at the driver's seat is going away. Means your body will inclined away from the center. Okay, so this force, that is the force which is acting on the driver, or the force which is felt by the driver, is actually called as centrifugal force. And when a vehicle goes around a curved road, it requires some centripetal force, so that the vehicle will not go apart from the path. Okay, so a constant force is acting. So while rounding the curve, the wheels of the vehicle have a tendency to leave the curved path. Okay, when I'll talk about the wheels, so the wheels have a tendency ki it will while rounding the curve, the wheels of the vehicle have a tendency to leave the curved path and regain the straight line path. Okay, so now what will happen? The force of friction between the wheels and the road opposes this tendency of the wheel. So this force of friction therefore acts towards the center of the circular track and provides the necessary centripetal force. So right now, if I will signify ki how many forces are acting on this car right now. So number 1, if I will draw one force that is always towards the center of the earth, that is mg. If suppose the mass of the whole car is m. Okay, and if I will recall, this is the straight or the contact between the wheels of the car and the road. So of course there will be a normal reaction that can be written as capital N, that is acting, or that is balancing the weight of the car in vertical downward or vertical upward direction. So the forces which are acting right now, and the other thing which is acting here, that is the force which is acting toward the center. So basically there are 3 forces acting on the car right now. One is the weight of the car, that is mg, acting vertically downward. The normal reaction N of the road on the car, acting vertically upward. And the frictional force F along the surface of the road toward the center of the turn, as explained already. Okay, so as there is no acceleration in the upward direction, so what equation I can write down here? There is no net acceleration in the vertical direction, so r minus mg can be written as equals to 0, because there is no net acceleration. Also this can also be written as r is equals to mg. So this is our equation number 1. The centripetal force required for a circular motion is along the surface of the road. Okay, so towards the center of the turn. So as explained, it is the static friction that provides the necessary centripetal force. Okay, so clearly we can write another equation. We all know that what is the centrifugal force formula, that is mv square upon r. Okay, so if the force of friction, okay, that is the static friction, provide the necessary centripetal force, so what is the requirement, how much should be the centrifugal force should be there? So the friction must be either equal to the magnitude of the centripetal force, or else it should be greater than the centripetal force that is acting towards the center, or we can say that the centrifugal force which the driver is right now is feeling, that it is inclined outward, okay, or it is the driver is inclining outward from the seat or from the direction of the car. So who will support or who will save this car driver from going outward from the car? So this force of friction will gonna save. और ये कितना होना चाहिए? The magnitude of the force of friction should be either equal to or should be greater than, so that this force of friction can save the centrifugal force which is acting on the driver right now who is driving the car, or else the centripetal it is the static friction that provides the necessary centripetal force to this car to remain on the curvical path. So where v is the velocity of the car, if I will assume the what are the things which are what are the physical quantities which we are using, so v is the velocity of the car while turning, and r is the radius of a circular track. As also, okay, f can also be written as mu s into n. We all know that what is the frictional formula when we are talking about a static friction, that is mu s into n. So n, numerically n is equals to mg. So here I can write down force of friction can also be written as mu s into mg. Okay, so using this formula or putting the value of the force of friction in this equation number 2, let me name this as equation number 2. So what else I can get? I will get mv square upon r should be equal to or greater than mu s into mg. So from here m and m are cancelled out from each other. So what is the value of the velocity I am getting? Velocity is equals to greater than or v square should be greater than or equal to or less than mu s into rg. So if I want to remove the square, so what else I can do? I can put the under root here, that is mu s into rg. So what is this formula is actually depicting us? This formula is actually depicting, it is showing the maximum magnitude of the velocity which is possible, that should be equal to mu s into rg, under root of mu x into rg. So what does this formula says in the word form? So this formula says it is the maximum velocity with which a vehicle can go round on a level curve road without skidding, because here friction force is present to save the car, okay, while taking a turn. So if you want to move a car with a certain velocity on a curvical road, or if you don't want your car should skid, so what is the possible maximum velocity that your car should be in the limit that is possible is that is maximum value should be under root of mu s into rg. So clearly the value of the v depends on the radius of the curve, and second thing on the coefficient of the static friction between the tire and the road. So independently it is showing that velocity is independent of the mass of the car. So this formula will give you what should be the maximum velocity of the car while taking a road on a curvical path, or while taking a curve, okay, while taking a turn in a curvical path. Next topic which we will study is the banking of the road, and which is very important and one of the application of the dynamics of circular motion. Thank you.